Alright, I believe we're live. This is the most amount of chatters we've had before the stream starts. Nathan, yes, you're first. I see you also left us a super chat. Very, very kind of you, good lad. And you said something too, which is even more amazing. Moraine was right. What? Hey, Ace, what's up, my man? Nathan is an absolute mad lad. Ah, of course he is. He's always been a mad lad.
Well, the thing is like when you see the first one, mine came in literally right behind his. If I wasn't trying to be funny, I would have actually been first, but I was actually typing something out and he just said first. So I was like, damn it!
Gotcha. It's Ace Quinta. Fuck you. Kentla. I can't fucking like.
At least that's how I pronounce.
My brain wants there to be a U there somewhere. So, hey, welcome, Quinta. Moraine, welcome as always, and Maximilian Fontaine, welcome, you wonderful, awesome people.
Apparently, I'm loud.
Yes, I did notice that. Are you really close to your mic?
I'm actually not. I'm further away from my. Hold on a minute. I'll fix it. I'll fix it if I can find the stupid button.
Righto. Science Mile, welcome as well. And welcome all the beautiful, wonderful people to the Geekiest Theoreticus podcast. And Ludus, I don't know if you know this, but it sounds like a child is being tortured in the background.
Oh, okay. Is that better for my sound?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the camera is pointed towards me, and it's his nap time, so it shouldn't be picking. Oh, that fucking stupid microphone. So you have a Yeti as well, right?
Yes.
Does it randomly reset your mic gain?
No, but that's because the mic gain I set it up is in my editing software, or sorry, in my recording software.
Because I have the blue app, and I set it to like 60 or 70.
Yeah, don't use that. It's very glitchy. If you have Streamlabs or normal OBS, do alter the audio gain there.
Because it automatically resets it to 100. That's why it's loud.
Yes, that explains.
So I put it back down to 60 and reduced my input volume on Discord.
Yeah, I have to increase your input volume on my end because when you fix that, you suddenly went really quiet as well. So audio technical difficulties, huh?
Yeah, I'll fix it. Whee! Okay, is that better?
Much better.
Okay, I turned down the input gain and put my Discord back up to 100%.
Gotcha. All right, so today, as you all will notice, is a bit of a format difference. We aren't like changing to this permanently, but I thought it'd be more fun if we did the Geek Strategist podcast while playing the game together. Since it's been a while since we've hasn't been that long since we played together, but it has been a little while since we tried this format. We tried it once before, but in a different way. And the format we tried before, it was just gaming. We didn't have any prepared topics like we normally do for the podcast. This time around, we're going to do kind of a mesh of both. We're going to be doing the standard podcast topics, but we're going to be playing StarCraft while we talk about the topics. Of course, I predict we'll be set off the topic a few times just because of the game, but hopefully that'll just add to the entertainment value.
Hopefully. And I also do want to, because my Discord already knows about it, for those who don't know, I am actually having surgery tomorrow, and I work tonight. So, as we've gone, also thought this would be a good way as kind of like a distraction and a way to have fun before all that stupid shit really happens in my life. Because after realizing who I work with tonight, I have to leave my house around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And I'm probably not leaving where I work till about 12 o'clock if I'm lucky.
Damn.
And I'm going to be... And when I say 12 o'clock, I mean midnight. Because it's 12 now, but yeah, so I'm not looking forward to that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Let's try and keep your mind off that and have fun with our normal podcast today.
I get both the new guys tonight. It's gonna suck.
Oh, it's always fun having the new guys at work. Yay! I got to train you miscreants.
Oh no. So it's the thing of it's they're trained, but they're still new. They're in that like little in between area.
So they're still, they know what to do, but they constantly have to double check because they're not sure.
I wouldn't go as far as saying they know how to do. They think they know what to do, but they don't it's a slow night too, so that should help, but they don't realize like if they get behind that there are people there to help them, and I have problems with this too, so I can't really say shit, but they wait until really late to be like, hey, by the way, I need help. Oh, good, you have a full screen of orders. Well, fuck it. I guess we're doing this. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm a cook.
Chef.
No, not a chef.
Work with me here.
And he can call me Ludus. I have the chat pulled up, so I can easily catch it.
Ace says not much new here. I'm ready for the fungus among us. Yeah, that'll be after the podcast today. I predict that'll be for around 3 o'clock. Because I'm assuming we're going to finish the podcast around 2:30, give or take.
If we actually manage to stay on track and don't get lost in the game, yeah, probably.
That would be a good idea. Well, anyway, our first topic for today. Let me pull up the list.
I actually have it right in front of me.
Oh, Jesus. You went really loud again.
Oh, shit, sorry. Is that better?
You sound the same.
Ah, fuck. Hold on.
I want to check your gain again.
Yeah.
It reset on you?
It reset as we were talking.
And the quality was so good. Then it goes like...
Okay, just let me know if it does it again. I don't know why it's doing this shit.
Did you save the settings?
Well, no, it automatically says there is no really saving the settings.
Righty. Well, so for...
The first topic is best Star Trek captain and why.
Yes.
You said, but right behind that, you said not going to start with this one, but you want to talk about it.
Yes, I'm not sure if... Well, since we already brought it up, I'm not sure if we should just roll it. Yes. Favorite Star Trek captain. This one I wanted to talk about because you're familiar with Star Trek, and I don't know too many people who are. Just double check. Are you, like... Have you watched all the Star Treks, or just certain ones?
Just original series and Next Generation.
Gotcha, okay.
So it's the age-old question of Kirk and Picard.
For me, it's a little bit more of a complex debate because I've seen all of Star Trek. So for me, I'm including on that list, unfortunately. I also have, I have Janeway, I have Archer, which I do think, despite what some people might say, is actually a contender for best captain in his own right. I'd say my top 3 to start, just to debate with, would probably be Sisko, Janeway, and Picard. Now, where they are listed in that order is more or less where I'm at.
Right. So, for me, I can only go with Kirk or Picard, which has also been the age-old question for Trekkies for a very long time. So, the question comes down to, are we talking about better captain or better character?
This is more captain. Like, who would you serve under? Who would you be the most likely to be, die under?
So for captain, I'm going to give it to Kirk. For character, I give it to Picard.
Okay.
I think Picard is, I think that, Patrick Stewart was a good fit for that character. But I also think that that character was written a lot better. But Kirk was a much better military captain than Picard was, I think. But also, with the Next Generation, it did focus more on the diplomacy. Less on the, hey, we found this new alien species, we're going to throw a styrofoam rock at it.
Well, I get where you're coming from there. The reason Kirk's not even in my top 3, though, is in terms of ship tying casualties. If I'm not mistaken, he has one of the highest.
That really doesn't surprise me. But red shirts are there to die.
Yes, but that's in the original series created that meme to give you an idea.
Oh, hey, by the way.
What? Oh yeah, you got your clone Dahaka thing now.
It's not a clone Dahaka, it's Zweihaca. Because so here's what happened. My Zweihaca decided, you know what, living sucks. So I'm just going to run straight up to the top of the map and just fucking try and take on everything. And I don't know why he did that, because he did that without me even clicking on him.
Weird.
But I do have 2 Dahakas now, and this pleases me greatly.
Well, anyway. So yeah, I don't have Kirk on there because honestly, Kirk is the kind of character guy I'd like to hang out with, like at a bar. Like I think it'd be fun to chat and just chill with the man. But to serve under him, he commands authority, but it's not the same way Picard does. Kirk is definitely the type of leader that likes to be in the trenches with those who serves under him. He likes to in casual times, he likes to give off the vibe that, yes, he is above them, but he never gives off that vibe. Like, to me, he never gives off, like, that control. Like, I assert myself above everyone, and there's a very clear line. I feel like that line's blurred most of the time, and it's only in serious situations that that line actually shows itself. That's for me. So, I would not want to serve under him. In that regard, serve with him, yes. Serve under him, no.
I kind of get that, but at the same time, for me, it's more of a lot of it has to do with he is more likely to be a part of the away team than to send an away team.
Yeah, well, that's part of my point as well.
Yeah, and that has a lot to do with it for me as well. Actually, you get right to foot there. I have a lot more respect for that than Picard. And again, Picard was meant more to be a diplomat than more of a warrior or soldier, however you really want to word it.
Well, narratively speaking, he was also meant to be like the perfect human, almost. Like our peak representative, sort of. And Gene Roddenberry, as we discussed in the last podcast, was a humanist. So Picard was like his avatar for that. So narratively, that was kind of the goal with his character, was to make him like peak human and also peak leader. But I would say I prefer Picard because Picard has those moments where he can connect with his crew, but it's always with that understanding that he connects with them as their superior, but also as a mentor figure, not as much like a buddy, like I serve right next to you. He says, I serve with you, I will lead you to the best possible solutions whenever I can, but I am, at the end of the day, your superior, and it is my role to lead you as such. And I kind of like that in a leader. I do like with Kirk. I do like the vibe of having someone I can serve with, and a leader that can lead from the front line. I like that vibe, but at the same time, there's a part of Picard's way about it that I just find is superior to Kirk's. Now, I'm not saying Kirk is a bad leader by any stance. That's not like my point. My point is just out of the two, who would I, at the end of the day, want to serve under? And that would have to definitely be Picard for me. Like, he gives off a vibe that no matter what, he will make the best decision. And even if he makes the wrong one, he will do everything in his power to fix it.
I have no primal evolutions.
Damn.
I don't get that until level 2. But both my Dahakas are leveling up.
Nice.
Take that with a grain. Oh, shit.
Alright, you're gonna get one more demolish your dude. Oh, shit. Is that our bonus train objective?
What is the bonus objective? Destroy the trains. Yep.
Yeah, that's the mission we're on. Let's see, though. But out of my top 3, since you're not familiar with Janeway or Archer, I'll give a brief synopsis. Janeway... How do I describe her? Janeway is a good leader at times. She sometimes makes, in my opinion, boneheaded decisions. How to put it? Narratively, she was kind of like a feminist kind of outlook. Like, she was like... crap, how to...
real quick, we only got like 2.5 minutes to get the,
Yeah, moving my way there.
Yeah, fuck the train, we got bigger fish to fry.
At the moment, yes.
My Dahakas are gonna come and fuck you all.
Alright, hop up here and help you out. Yeah, I would just say the brief synopsis with Janeway is she's... I like her as a leader, I like her as a character. She, unfortunately, when it comes to her decision-making, sometimes I think she acts more... It's wording, I gotta be careful about it. I think she acts kind of boneheaded sometimes. Like, and the problem with when you watch a series of Voyager, I never felt like she changed her way of thinking, even though they were in the desperate situation that they were. Like, she always kind of stayed the same.
Right.
And she always made what she thought was the best moral decision, but she pretty much never made a decision that I would call appropriately selfish, if that makes sense.
Kind of.
Okay, well, the synopsis for the Voyager series is that her crew got slingshotted 75 million light years from home.
Oh, nice.
So they are as far from Starfleet and home as it gets, and the whole series is them trying to get home. Whether in the Delta Quadrant in completely unmapped space, and they're in the home space of the Borg, as well as a number of other species that are equally lethal. So she's quite... You would think that in the situation that she's in, right? In the situation that she's in, she would make decisions that were, what again I would word as appropriately selfish. Meaning decisions that, yes, may inconvenience another species, but would help her crew get home to safe, well, metaphoric waters. I never felt like she made, like, again, what I would word as the appropriately selfish... There were times where they just, despite any kind of logic, they went out of their way not to take advantage of a situation that, yeah, may have inconvenienced an alien species, but that's the worst that would have happened, is they would have just inconvenienced the species. Hell, there was a time almost members of her crew died because she was quote unquote respecting a culture's... I don't even know how to word it. A culture's way of life. Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
It just, for me, it made no sense. Like, I wouldn't want to serve under her. She seemed to prioritize, like, relationships with these foreign species in the Delta Quadrant, and she even many times detoured off course from going home to do something that might slow down their journey home under the guise of, oh, let's explore. We're in the Delta Quadrant. Well, yeah, you're in the Delta Quadrant with no help. You're completely alone, and you're taking all these detours you're doing all these inconveniences that could threaten your crew's lives. So to help these species, or to just satisfy these species' cultural living, it was so ridiculous. It's like, no, if I don't want to serve under her, she's gonna put my life in danger. My life's not as important as these strangers, apparently. I don't know. I feel like the series did its best to make those decisions she made as some kind of moral high ground, like she was making quote unquote the right call. But to me, it always seemed like she was putting her crew at unnecessary risk.
Right.
So yeah, that's why she is still in my top 3, though, despite all that, because she did, especially in the latter half of the series, is when the writing improved. She did often piss off alien species to convenience her crew. Never, like I said, she never truly changed as a character. She never, like, went too far from that. Like, let's convenience this species at the behest of my crew's lives. But she got better, I guess I would say, is as the seasons went on, she got better at prioritizing in almost equal amounts the alien species living in the way they think and the way they feel about things, as well as her crew's lives and, you know, the expediency of getting home. I feel like that improved over the series, and by the end of it, I think she was a really good leader. But those early seasons, with some of the boneheadedness, like the number of her crew's bodies that are on her personally,
Right.
I think that's why she's at the bottom of my top 3. She's still better than Kirk, because most of the time when her crew died because of a decision she made, it was an accident. Like, she thought something was safe, didn't bother doing enough research or doing enough protocol, which then led to a life dying. That was the majority of the deaths. Kirk would send people into straight up death traps, and I don't think sometimes, he was like, oh, they got it, but then they didn't. I think he had too much. I think he was a little too fast and loose sometimes.
Well, I mean, technically they got it. They just didn't get exactly what he thought they got.
Yeah. Alright. So, yeah, the other two, Picard and Sisko. This is where I'm probably going to get a lot of shit from the hardcore Trekkie fans. I like Sisko more than Picard. Like, Picard's my second favorite captain. I like Sisko more than I like Picard. Now, I know you're not familiar with DS9, which
No, I'm not.
is a crime if you like Star Trek, because, in my opinion, peak Star Trek next to TNG was definitely Deep Space Nine. And I like Sisko as a leader because he's a good mix of Kirk and Picard, if that makes sense. Plus, obviously, he had his own unique personality, but the way he approached things and the way he handled being a leader, how I would describe it is he was a cross between the two of them. Because, like what I mentioned with Kirk was a good tangible leader and knew how to work with his people, and also be on their level. With Picard, he was the more strict, I am definitely above you, but I'm a solid mentor. I will lead you, and I will do my utmost to keep you safe and keep my crew safe, while also achieving our job, doing our job. I would put Sisko as kind of a mix of the two. Sisko is a leader who you clearly feel is above those around him. He never gives off the vibe that he is on your level, but he always feels like you can relate to him as a man. Like you can like if you asked him, "Hey, can I speak freely?" and he lets you, you were at complete behest to say what was on your mind, and no matter what you said, you wouldn't get to him. You wouldn't piss him off, you wouldn't send him into a rage, and he wouldn't consider you in subordination. But he would stand up, he would look you in the eye, and he would tell you how things are and how they have to be. He would lead you, and he would lead you well, and he would be the strong leader that you need. In particular, I think he's the peak wartime leader. Because he's got a level of diplomacy like all Star Trek leaders do, but the way he handles himself, the way he reacts and speaks to people, he definitely commands the room while never being like the loudest, never being the most obnoxious or the most inappropriate. It always feels like he's the natural leader. Like, he flows with how things go. If he's being threatened by the Cardassians, even if he's outnumbered, outgunned completely, you never feel like, for example, Gul Dukat is controlling the room. Like, you never feel like, even if he's outnumbered, outgunned, everything, that Sisko is ever afraid. He's ever going to be he never feels like he's going to be put on his back leg. He'll make the right decision, but he'll also make the tough decisions that can put people at risk, but they're necessities for their job. So he's definitely someone I would want to follow. And also, there's just the way he handles, sometimes the insubordination he's had to put up with. Fucking love it. Like, one particular episode, Goltukat from the Cardassian Order comes and tries to give him shit. One particular occasion, I think in the case of the episode, it's because he had a Cardassian citizen who was actually a terrorist prisoner, and Goltukat was getting all huffy, like getting all puffing his chest out and shit. And Cisco sat there listening to him in his office. He never, like, he just smiled the whole time. And he was just rotating a baseball, because that was his favorite sport. He was rotating a classic baseball, which he has on his desk. He was just rotating it, looking at it. And when Goltukat was done, Cisco even said, "Are you finished?" And he stands up, and just, like, his demeanor completely changed. He went from smiling to having this really just, like, straight-laced look at him. And he said, "Let me tell you something, Dukat." And, and just, like, slapped him with the book. Just slapped him with the book. He let him rant, he let him have his say, and then he laid into him. Like, he always felt like he was the toughest man, and he was always the man for the situation.
Right.
So, I definitely think Cisco is the peak leadership of Star Trek, in my opinion.
Confronting our allies' forces. Here comes the throne. On time, on target. By any means.
The Valius took significant damage in that.
Things got real quiet.
I'm gonna need more parts.
Sorry, yeah. No, I don't have much to add because I really don't know that much about it. So it's really hard for me to comment on it. But I do get what you're saying. I do understand what you are saying.
Gotcha. That was a chat thing. Ezragon, just say she tries. This is a good way to word it. Yeah, she tries. She doesn't do great at it sometimes. Dace Foshua.
Hey, Asmagon.
Hmm.
What's better than one Godzilla monster?
2, 3,
2 Godzilla monsters.
55, 78, 100.
Allied forces are under attack. If you can't leave it.
Eat the carrier. Because reasons.
Hey, Gavin Isaacs. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the Geekiest Theoreticus podcast. I hope you are here to enjoy and hang out. We're kind of doing a different format today.
Back up. They might return the favor.
I'm currently building up my forces. Alright, so what was the next topic? We seem to get through
The next topic is video editing quality versus quantity. Which does YouTube favor and which do audiences favor?
Right. You want to go first?
Actually, I think this one and the third one tie in together really well, which is what do we like about each other's content? What do we think needs improvement?
Right, so you do want to do that one. Because I put
Yeah.
that one as optional just in case you didn't want to do that for any reason. Alright.
They kind of tie in together because I really do more quantity where you do more quality.
Right.
So, in a way, like I said, in a way they just kind of tie in. Yeah, we can. I'm cool with it. My voice cracked like a motherfucker right there, though. Ah!
Back in high school.
No shit. But so I think it's actually inverse. YouTube prefers quantity, and audiences prefer quality.
I would tend to agree with that notion, yeah.
We have half of the balance.
I would say most audiences do like shorter videos and videos with a quick pace, but they also want the videos to be short but really good.
Yeah.
Now there are certain exceptions to that. Like some people like to watch hour-long videos, 2-hour-long videos if there's something to like listen to in the background for like saying 40K lore videos and stuff like that. But I would say, majorly speaking, most of the YouTube audience, the adults, young kids, just the whole mix, I think en masse enjoy shorter content. But they want the content to be high quality. So they're still willing to wait like a couple days for certain YouTubers to let it. Like Russian Badger's video, his are example of longer videos, especially certain ones. Most of them are like 10 to 15, 20 minutes. But they're highly edited. There's a lot of personality, care to edit, clip out the best moments from certain streams with him and his gang of friends. Like the quality is there in those videos so well, and I guess the salesmanship that he has for his personality really helps with that.
Right.
But audience, that's an example of a content creator who's definitely grown from audience, word to mouth spreading of his content, sharing it around, and just the amount of quality there. Now there are content creators, however, and I think unfortunately there's more examples of this, who are bi-daily, and I say bi-daily, I mean they upload twice a day.
Right.
You know, bi-daily uploaders who also have grown rather large. Like, look at the number of vloggers who've grown to like have multi-million view channel, or people who do like meme reviews and Reddit reviews. There's not a lot of editing in those, to be frank. It's really simple daily uploads, like snap them out. They're almost also formulaic in a way. Like, as much as I like some of them, like MXR's videos, sometimes, like I'm not a huge fan of the meme review thing. Like, I don't like it. I'm not even a huge fan of PewDiePie doing it, but I think in the case of MXR or PewDiePie doing like the meme review stuff, they bring a level of charm to each episode that's really good. But unfortunately, each episode kind of feels like format, like what I'm watching is the same as it was last episode. I'm sitting there watching MXR and his girlfriend Jeannie look at memes and laugh at them, or maybe one of like jokingly offends Jeannie and she like tries to walk away jokingly from again, I don't know his real name. I don't know if he said it. MXR
Henry.
Yeah, it's funny when that happens, but they do it like if not every episode, every other episode. Like,
yeah,
to an extent, it's a formula that has a lot of copy and paste elements for me, and I don't enjoy it. Same with like PewDiePie's meme reviews. Though the memes are different each time and he tries to mix it up, at the end of the day, the format's the same. It's like, oh, this review, haha, is it funny, or haha, is it not, or you know, it's, for me, there's no variety there.
Right.
So I've never really been a huge fan of the meme review style stuff. Maybe it's because I'm just not hip with the times. I don't know. But that's an example of like a daily uploader that is quantity. In my opinion, it's quantity way over quality.
Yeah.
So, and that PewDiePie is the biggest YouTuber right now. Period. And I'm not counting. What was it? T-Series? I'm not counting them.
T-Series.
I'm not counting any other corporate ones that have like a shit ton of subs. Just looking at, you know, top YouTubers. Unfortunately, the upper echelon of them are those who have like a more formulaic style.
Right.
That are daily uploaders. The vast majority of them. So to circle back to like the main point, I think for, you know, like you do, audiences 100% prefer quality. You know, obviously everyone wants quality and quantity, but when it comes to between the two, I definitely think audiences prefer quality. And if you were to just ask somebody off the bat, like, hey, do you prefer quality or do you prefer quantity? Most people will say quality. But if you really think about it, people want both. Because, you know, you don't want to wait a week for a highly edited, funny video. Yeah, it's really enjoyable for the video once it comes out. You know, it's like maybe 20 minutes. But then you don't want to wait another week for it. You know, you're going to check out other channels, you're going to check out other things, you're going to fill up your recommendeds with other channels, and then when it comes back to that channel uploading again in a week, you know, you might get recommended it, but YouTube might have also realized, hey, this person's watched like 50 other channels since then, and I'm going to prioritize these because this person's been watching these 50 other channels every day. So that also then twists to what YouTube likes. YouTube loves quantity. Could not give a rat's fucking deep fried shit about quality. Honestly. Yeah. Like, if they did, do you think they'd recommend people Logan Paul's videos? Do you think they'd recommend Jake Paul's videos? Do you think they'd recommend any of those derpy twerps at the top of the freaking YouTube popularity chain? No, it's 100% quantity. It's also the tags. Like, they don't care about quality of the video at all. Not at all. So that's
yeah.
always annoyed me about the system.
I 100% agree. I think that unfortunately it is for YouTube quantity over quality, and and I know that I don't have the highest quality, and I acknowledge that, but I try and make up for it in the quantity. But I also try and do different things. That's why I do 6 completely different videos a week instead of doing like one gameplay through at a time, one episode every day for 6 days. So
yeah, and the other thing is, I don't think your videos are bad by any stance. Which we I guess transitions to the next topic fairly well. I don't when it comes to your videos, I enjoy them. I'll admit I don't watch your stuff all the time, but that is not because I don't enjoy watching your videos. It's because I don't have time to watch hardly anybody.
right.
Like I usually have an audiobook open when I'm working on minis. And if I'm not working on minis, which I rarely get to most of the time, I'm usually working on a video. And if I'm editing a video, I have to listen to the video, so I can't have anything really playing at that time. I'm editing, so that doesn't work. And recording, obviously, when I'm recording, focus has to be on what I'm recording.
It's funny because a lot of people accuse games of cheating, but I actually caught Warcraft 1 cheating last night, and I ended up completely getting so pissed that I deleted it's like 15 to 17 minute recording session because I'm going through the Orc campaign. And what happened is I have to
hey, your quality did a jerk again.
Oh yeah, I see it. So what happened is I noticed that as I was building up, because I like to build up catapults and spearmen to defend the bridges, that somehow there were these magical fucking knights popping in behind my defenses. So I was like, maybe they're running around my defenses and coming in behind them, because that would be a smart thing to do. No, they were actually spawning in right on top of my catapults.
Right on top of them?
And right as soon as I saw it, I'm like, nope, I'm fucking done. I'm done.
Yeah, if shit's spawning in your base, that's bullshit.
Well, it wasn't right on my base, but it was right outside of it.
Say, oh, you got a centimeter of space. Yay.
I was
See,
so
we're not
pissed.
cheating. We're right fucking there.
Alright, so there's the Haka. There's the Haka. What are you doing? What are you... See, this is the problem right goddamn here. Look. I'm not making this up. I haven't even clicked on him yet. Down here.
Oh, damn. Well,
I haven't clicked on him yet.
He's thirsty for blood. Let him kill.
No, because if he does, the Haka dies too.
Oh, that's weird.
When one does, both of them, Myrain, it's not that my microphone has issues, it's that the stupid blue app keeps resetting my mic gain.
Right behind me. I'm complying. Stay calm. This is the home front now. You need to dig up.
Oh my god, that's why does it do that? That bothers me so much now that I know that it does that. Why does he just run off in a random damn direction?
No idea. Probably poorly programmed.
If you can't leave it.
But yeah, as I said about your content, though, your content is, in my opinion, very enjoyable. I think that comes a lot from your personality, though.
I will say this: if you watch, I can't turn off the program, but so with if you watch yesterday's video, which was Witcher 3, and today's video back to back, and realize that I recorded them back to back, you will see my slow descent into an extreme depression that you probably have never seen before. yesterday I discovered what a botchling is and that I need to find one. And then right behind that, I did the Mass Effect 3 mission where you cure the Krogan genophage, and a character that I really, really love, because he is one of the most well-written characters in the series, sacrifices his life to cure the Krogan genophage, and I actually do end up crying in that recording. But right before that, I had to deal with the Witcher 3 one, and I wasn't ready for either one.
Well, that's just abuse on the emotions.
It was abuse on the emotions, I'm not gonna lie.
Proves they're good games, though.
They are really good games, and I knew going into Mass Effect 3 that I was going to hit those scenes that I'm not going to want to relive. But at the same time, it's one of the reasons why I really like doing my videos the way I do, where I don't really edit, because it is raw. And when I do cry like a little bitch, that is me actually crying like a little bitch. So, it's one of those things where what you see is really what you get. And that's something that... Hello? That's one of the things that I think is really rare for YouTubers nowadays is... And you don't do this, but like there are YouTubers that will over-edit the fuck out of their videos to where it just doesn't seem real.
Oh yeah, that's a valid point to make. And there is 100% people who basically to make up for a complete lack of personality or any kind of natural charm, they just edit the fuck out of the video, and they think, oh, that makes a good video. You know, is there a bunch of text flying on the screen? Is there a bunch of weird, wacky transitions? They're like, but then when you actually take a look back at the video, it's like, was there any substance to it? Was there any real like enjoyment in it? Not really. It came off as, I guess, the editing version of tryhard, like the concentration version of being a tryhard.
Absolutely, I can 100% agree with that.
I hope I'm not perceived as that.
No. And like I said, you don't over edit that way. Kill the train, go, my little demons, go. Now, come here.
Destroyed. Objective destroyed. Being normal is so boring, says Marine. Yeah, that's true.
There we go. Now they're fast.
Gotta go faster.
I hated the Sonic cartoons.
I grew up with that shit, so I loved it. I probably can't watch it now. I'll probably cringe, but I loved it as a kid.
As much shit as you gave the original Star Trek series for being campy, and then you want to say you like
it is, but it wasn't meant for kids. Kid shows are meant to be campy as fuck.
Yoink. Wee.
The man is right.
And also, so Science Smile. This might surprise you, might not. I honestly don't know. Mass Effect 3 is my favorite game in the series. So I already know the ending, and I know it very well. I've put hundreds, if not thousands, of hours into all three of the original games.
Yeah, we've had a discussion before about the end of Mass Effect 3, and if I recall your point correctly, you are under the... You believe that because the journey was so good that the destination didn't matter at the end.
Well, kind of, sort of. I do not believe that an ending ruins a whole story.
I believe it can 100% ruin a story. Because the thing is, the journey is all about the trials and tribulations and the difficulties and the events that occur, right? But the destination is the goal. It's like the payoff for those trials and tribulations you go through.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think saying that for Mass Effect 3 is a really bad example. Because, yeah, it did have a pretty bad ending, but it didn't ruin the game. But now, I could also... The reason I think it's different is also because I look at... I would agree with you if it were like a movie or maybe a book, but a gameplay where you actually... A game where you actually go through and experience all of it, I do think that does make it a bit different.
It can, but with a game like the Mass Effect series, which is very heavy on the narrative, I would say it's still viable to say that the story, the end can definitely impact the overall experience.
It can. I don't think... It can impact it, I agree. I don't think it ruins it. Is the difference. And this is where I kind of stand apart from a lot of the Mass Effect fans, is because, you know, they're like, oh, the ending was so horrible, how fucking dare they? And I agree, the ending was horrible, and that was a bad decision on EA's part, and I think they are secretly trying to kill that, or they were trying to kill that franchise. But that being said, I think that... Oh shit, wrong button. I do think that that the ending itself really didn't ruin the overall game because of all the other experiences that there were. For instance, in Mass Effect 1, where you had to defeat Sovereign, the ending to 3 didn't really ruin that. In 2, where you had to fight the overgrown Terminator, which was really kind of weird, didn't really ruin that for me. The only thing the ending honestly kind of did for me was it's kind of like, oh, I mean, realistically, that doesn't seem to do it justice, but it just, all I can really say is that it was just more meh than anything.
More meh than anything.
Yeah.
That's one way to word it.
It's like one of those things, ooh, bonus objective. Go kill. Go kill. Kill. Murder, death, kill. Murder, death, kill.
Death, destruction.
But no, so Mass Effect 3, I think the people that do claim that the ending ruins the game, I get why. It's just, I don't agree at all. I think that's... I think that's forgetting a lot of the experiences you had in the first and second games. If you want to say, like, it ruined the game or it ruined the series, that's just not doing the first two games or even the majority of the third game justice.
Headed into the red zone. On time, on target. Our allies are in the bind. This is the home front now.
Go, Godzilla!
Gojira.
Zira.
This live stream needs more re.
This is the home front now.
What? Why? We already have plenty of re so far.
Much. Go, my mobile flamethrower units.
Right, so, did you talk about what you thought of my content, or?
I know why. The only real complaint I have about your content is I wish you... Well, no, because actually, no, that's not true, because you do the streams. You do actually upload really often. I was going to say I wish you would do, like, some more often, but then I realized, like, no, wait, you actually do upload pretty often, so no, I really don't have any complaints. I had to think about that one for a minute before I said it, too.
Alright. In terms of complaints go, I'm sure that's a pretty good one. What about the chat? What do you guys think of our content on both fronts? Pros, cons, that kind of thing.
Yes, I have flamethrower units. I have flamethrower bugs. Oh, damn it. That makes me sad. Huh.
Almost got a Pride of August grad.
We're the high.
Got my precious. Cute boy.
Let's
You can't leave it.
see.
This is the home
Our
front
enemies
now.
are mustering. Prepare yourself.
Coda said it's more like I'm used to Ludus ring at me to progress along faster. Yes, Coda, but Asmogon actually knows what he's doing.
Thanks?
This is the home front.
Question mark?
Hey,
I was doing that more to throw a little bit of shade at Coda just to have a little bit of fun with him.
we're the higher authority.
Like, I'm gonna jab at ya.
Calkill, I do have a better mic. It's the one I'm using now. My most recent, I think like the past week's worth of videos, I've used this mic.
Which is better.
Which is a lot better.
Got another shipment leaving the station. Let's cause some delays. Empire's right behind me.
He says, I need more like Asmogon ring at you, Ludus.
You don't.
He doesn't really give me a lot of reason to re at him.
I have to constantly remind Coda that I have been playing this game for years, since before Heart of the Swarm came out, so I get it. That he's like, I've played it for a long time, and in addition to that, when me and my friend play it together, we normally do play it on Brutal.
Your upgrade is production.
I do not play on that difficulty, that's for sure.
Our allies are in a bind.
So I have a lot of fucking practice, and oh no, kill those. Yes, thank you. Those were Reavers. Those were bad.
Oh yes, Reavers can be bad. Can be very, very bad.
Allied forces are under attack.
A main objective has been destroyed.
Every one of you bought this.
How many trains left? Oh wow, only 3. Gotcha.
Empire's right behind me.
Your computer can't run StarCraft 2. Quiet down.
Can't leave it. Love it.
Yeah, you can play Among Us. Well, yeah, Among Us is actually a lot less demanding now. I think about it.
Right or wrong.
I have a blob.
Bloober.
Empire's right.
I have the bloober. The bloober.
I don't think-
Bloober.
I don't think anything's gonna get past my troops.
Don't jinx
Murder
yourself.
time! Murder time! Fun time!
Murder, death, killing.
Do you get where either one of those references come from?
Love it.
Murder, death, kill.
Murder, death, kill, and murder time, fun time.
Use backup.
Murder, death, kill. That I know is used in Demolition Man. If you're thinking of, okay, so that is what you're thinking of.
Touching you through.
All right, what was the other one?
My
Murder time, fun time.
That I probably know where it's from, but I'm drawing a blank.
Saints Row.
if you can't
Yeah.
love it.
I think it was introduced in Saints Row 3?
Empire's right behind me.
You had to do these like stupid little arena things, and the mascot was this cracked out guy running around in a cat mascot outfit. And the phrase of the arena game show was "Murder Time, Fun Time."
Murder time, fun time. Gee, wow, damn, my infantry just got diced. I'm kind of wondering how. Like, that fast.
I don't even know what you did.
I have no idea what happened. Like, all my basic infantry just got slaughtered, and I have no idea how.
Our success.
Empire's right behind me.
Our allies are in a bind.
Well, no, it wasn't a DLC. It was actually a side mission that you could do. I don't remember what it was called.
Main objective destroyed.
I didn't think the Protoss had too many
Shit.
infantry
Ah.
dicers.
Contract offers a big
Run away!
trains on a third
Run away! Run away!
do it for the good of the sector.
Alright, so let's see here.
Oh no, one of my Dahakas was getting really, really fucked up, so he's at
Home front now.
literally 100 health right now.
Allied forces are under attack.
You can't leave it. Love
Let me eat something. That would help a lot. Let me eat you. Yay, he's got health back.
Jackson says no complaints from me. I'm assuming that's for our content. The content is good. Says Science Mound. Nice.
Hostiles will reach us soon. I look forward to hearing your plan.
Right, Grim says, wish I could watch my streams more often. Nice. Okay, I think it's those tanks.
The Ravers, yeah.
Yeah, those are the infantry dicers.
Up infantry, yeah.
Mo-fuckers.
Yeah, the full name... Okay, here's what it is. You're gonna love this name, Asmagon. The full name of that activity is Professor Genki's Super Ethical Reality Climax.
I remember that. Yeah, that was 3. That was 3. Saints Row 3. I think they kept it for 4.
They can't have much
If they did,
I'm pretty sure they did.
If they did, I don't remember playing it for 4. 4 with the superpower shit, I didn't even get cars.
I love 4. 4 is just so over the top, it's so hard to hate.
Yeah,
it.
I think that's what 4 remembers to do right, is it's just like, fuck it, why even bother trying to make this realistic? Just go ham.
This is the home front now.
Yes, Commander.
I have 2 fully upgraded to Haka.
You will.
Do I need it? No.
This is the home front now.
But, oh, it is DLC in 4. It's Genki Bowl 7.
Gotcha.
Competent. Allies forces
Competent. Yeah, we killed them all.
It's all in order.
Alright, so I think we're ready to move on to the fourth, technically, topic.
Yeah.
What was 4?
Discussing the Salamanders chapter of Astartes.
Oh, right. We made it through those 3 topics in less than an hour. That's a record for us.
Let
Shit,
me
did
see.
you have any topics today? Because we need another hour to fill.
I'm gonna say, honestly, not really.
Okay. Well, guess we got.
I figured
we can have
the
chat
4
prompt a
topics
few.
were various.
We got the chat prompt a few. As I wanted to save the Salamander discussion for the end. Like, that's usually what I save the chapter discussions for, is like to end off the stream short of the Q&A.
Jackson says, quick unrelated question. What song, given different context, would be sexual?
I can think of a few.
I mean, I just thought of a really fucked up one.
Numb? Linkin Park? Numb?
No, Slayer, Raining Blood.
No, that's the one I'm thinking of, though. I think given a different context, that can be referred to as sexual.
Not
Not a fun sexual, that's for sure.
Mine was a fucked up one. I'm not going there.
Let the bodies hit the floor? Mm.
I mean, yes, if you're a necrophiliac, sure. Why fucking not?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, that's sexual. Not our sexual, but asexual. Grim says, for a prompt. Okay.
Jackson says,
chapters of Adeptus Astartes. Toy Story's got a friend in me. Oh god. Well, I think most people know that one is you can like how to twist it in a sexual way. It's a meme.
For a song that is sexual that most people don't know, Hallelujah is sexual.
I know 2 different Hallelujah songs, so
Hold on. Let me find out who sings it. Damn it, Asmagon.
I need to know which one you're talking about.
It's by Leonard Cohen. And it's been redone so many damn times it's not funny.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
It's the one from Shrek.
Your quality dived again.
Oh, god damn it.
I think it lasted longer that time, not going down the shitter.
It's the one from Shrek.
Yes, that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that song is sexual. Not many people know that.
It can be very sexual, yeah.
No, it's not that it can be. Look at the lyric.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I meant. Like, it can be sexual if you pay attention to the lyrics. If you don't, it sounds like a very emotional song.
I love it when people tell me it's a religious song. Like,
well,
sure.
Well, sex is a part of fucking in the Bible.
No,
I'm just saying.
You can stop there. You're right. Sex is a part of fucking. In fact, you could say it's a big part, like all of it.
That's not what I was trying to say.
I know, but it was a really good way to go. I love now that everyone's trying to. No, Zweihacker, you aren't running the fuck off. Fuck you.
Didn't you instinctually just grab him and say no? Stay.
I did just instinctually grab him and went no.
Bad. But yeah, the prompt Jackson gave is fan-made chapters of Adeptus Astartes. I have one. I actually made a video about it. It's the first episode of the Homebrew Highlight series, which is my Crimson Crusaders. If you want to know more about them, go watch that video. Self-plug. Thumbs up, yeah.
I don't really have any because it's just not something I really do.
Yeah, you don't have a homebrew?
I mean, I have my avatar, but that's about it.
Yeah. If you're talking about like if the prompt was more about like the wider concept of homebrews, I love homebrew chapters. You know, it's adds to the fun of the hobby for 40K for me.
You know what's best. I'm complying. Get more minerals. Be industrious.
Although I will say, some of the stuff that I did read was absolutely correct about the two Dahakas. There is a lot more micromanaging.
Who's resisting us today?
Micromanaging on top of micromanaging. Yay.
Oh no, because you do have to manage both their level ups and all their abilities and shit.
My dominion, right or wrong.
Oh hey, Grim is talking about the Black Templar.
Love it.
Angry Marines, woo.
We're the
Well, no, that is a homebrew. Someone's. Fuck. I
Yeah,
know
we-
they have a symbol. It's like the emoji. It's like the red-faced emoji, all angry. Yeah.
Empire's right behind me.
Damn.
I mean, it could be a homebrew or it could be the Black Templar. Who knows?
Well, Black Templars are angry, but yeah, it's not their theme. The theme is religion.
The fuck, it's not.
And it's the personality for sure, but it's not their theme. But yeah, as homebrews as a whole, though, I think they're great. That's why I have a whole series dedicated to highlighting people's creations and trying to give them their own charm and opportunity in this spotlight.
You know, my reign's trying to be funny, but I could actually make a legit argument for that.
The female Space Marines. Well, the thing is, as I said in the podcast that got fucking reported and is now down the shitter somewhere, and still haven't heard back from YouTube. Grr. As I said in that one, fingers crossed, knock on wood, salt thrown behind me. You don't get nuked for this again. But I don't have a problem with people having homebrews with female Space Marines. Or gay Space Marines, or trans Space Marines. I don't give a shit. They're homebrews. They're not supposed to be lore accurate. Do whatever the fuck you want. It's fan fiction. That's the point of it. But as long as you don't try and like shoehorn it into the official lore, like it's not any more sensible for me to do that.
I need help. I need help, Asmagon.
My god, man. Can't you defend one turret in a one fucking transport?
No, because I'm about ready to lose my Dahakas.
Yeah, but I don't, you know, I don't have a problem with female Space Marine homebrews. As long as you don't try and, like, go, this is canon and it has to be canon, because I say so.
Yeah, I lost my Dahakas.
Son of a bitch.
No, well, no, I can actually make an in-lore argument of how it could happen. You're just not gonna like it.
Urda?
No. Slanesh is a thing, and I could see Slanesh doing that too.
That's not, nah, that doesn't work, 'cause that's chaos. Doesn't count.
They are still Space Marines.
Yeah, the Chaos Space Marines.
That ship's plating won't keep the infested out for long. You need to fight them off.
If you can't leave it, love it. I could get a lot for this gun.
They ain't loyalists.
Guess I'm on your
They ain't the
What the fuck does
official
that have to
dudes.
do with
Time
it?
to focus
That
on
has everything to do with it. That's the debate.
Expand the Royal Guard.
The debate is about a loyalist chapter.
I love how Karnthcorn says mutants don't count.
we're the
I mean, that's the other thing, yeah, technically. He's right.
Oh, you know it'd be funny?
my dominion, right or wrong.
If it would be hilarious. Do it to the Black Dragons. Have Slanesh fuck with the Black Dragons and do that to them.
Give them females?
Yeah. No, make them all female. They'll be females with bones.
Oh, I get the joke, okay. Alright, it took me a second, I was like, oh, okay, he's making a photo joke. Gotcha.
Sir, my dominion.
Aren't all of Astartes technically mutants? Yeah, kind of.
Technically?
If you can't leave it, love it.
Mutants, but with a different term, because it was artificial as opposed to quote-unquote natural.
bigger threat. Take 'em out.
Come, flamethrower bugs. Flamethrower bugs are useful on this mission.
As we're the higher authority. Pressing on. Oh, it's my dominion, right or wrong.
You know, I just paid attention to that, and it looked like my Primal Hive just vomited up an egg.
Okay? I'm prepped. If you can't leave it, love it.
And it bothers me a little. I don't know why.
It bothers you?
I mean, out of all the other weird shit from Dahaka's army, that bothered me a little bit, yeah.
We call that thing Blightbringer.
My dominion.
Meanest
Blightbringer.
I've ever seen. You might want to take it out if you can.
If you can't leave it, love it.
You have to stop that enemy attack, commanders. They'll kill everyone on that ship. It won't be long before the noise draws the infested to your location. Nice work. Now we can focus on the infested again.
What?
This is the home front now.
Allied forces are under attack. Do what you will.
My dominion, right or wrong.
Your upgrade is production ready. Construct Earth Splitter ordnance to
For making the first female Space Marine chapter chaos would cause Yeah, well, again, that's like, that's the thing. I'm not opposed to, like, a chaos marine, a female Space Marine group. Because to me, that makes sense. You very easily justify it with Slanesh.
On top of
I
that,
mean, but that's not what the debate is about. The debate has always been like, oh, you know, like official loyalist, like on the Imperium side of things, loyalists, loyalist female Space Marines, which doesn't make sense with established lore.
It does if you think hard enough.
You mean if you completely ignore the lore hard enough?
That's what I said, if you think hard enough. See? It sounds just as fucking stupid when I say it, doesn't it?
Yes.
Our allies are in a bind. Again.
Oh, there's a Nidus Worm.
In that
This is the home front now.
I'd say roughly half my crew still needs evac. We're counting on you.
If you can't leave it, love it.
you don't have
My dominion, right or wrong.
Thespian hogs.
Good as gold. We're the higher authority. I'm worth 10 of them. Empire's right behind me.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're gods, mutants.
If you can't leave it, look.
Wait, who? Huh?
Not sure if you want to deal with that.
Grim says, your opinions, ideas on new beasts/mutants in the Imperial Guard.
Full bore. Take up.
Guess it would depend on what you mean.
I mean,
Good as
they have the Catachan Jungle Warriors. They're pretty fucking close to bestial.
by any means.
Yeah, but they're more Rambo style, like, jocks than they are, like, well, mutants.
On time, on target.
They might as fucking well be some of the stupid bullshit they pull off.
Won't bring back the people it killed, but thank you for at least giving them justice.
Drop you in.
Enemies provoke us. We will answer.
Here comes the throne.
Mm.
On time, on target. In it together. Take up.
But anyway, your
Damn it.
opinions, ideas on new beasts in the Imperial Guard. Again, I'm not sure. Could you, like, specify what you're asking there? Because if you mean, like, the implementation of, let's say, like, artificial attack dogs or using mutants in some other way, like, I'm not sure of what specifically the question is geared towards. Maximum Fontaine says Space Marines are gods, mutants. Technically?
Bring in the peace.
Technically, you're correct.
On target.
Which is funny because I'm reading through Flight of the Eisenstein and... Yeah. First off, Flight of the Eisenstein is my favorite book in the Horus Heresy series. But I love how they really handle, like, the new faith of the God Emperor. They handle it really well. And it's just... It's adorable. It's adorable how it's like, yes, it is the God Emperor, but why? Because you felt his presence. Yeah, because he's not, like a almost all-powerful fucking psych or anything. No.
Yeah, I'm rereading through the Horus Rising first one, and then I'm going to be reading the rest of them now that I've been collecting them on,
They've gone haywire.
hold
If you deal with
on.
them for us, I'd appreciate it.
Alright, do I have... Yes, I have the future
Gotta
plan.
put a stop to them, commanders.
But then I'll be reading through the second part of the Horus Rising, which is the other book.
Comes the throne.
And obviously I'm going through 1 through 12 because I have 1 through 12 now. So yay.
I went through 6.
I went through 12. Haha. Hey, doubled your number.
No, don't do that. Okay, thank you. I almost set off another transport.
I wouldn't recommend doing that.
I mean, I'm all about my life being a living hell right now, but I'm not intentionally trying to make it worse.
Wouldn't recommend it. Bad for the psyche.
Hmm.
Destroy it, my pets. Destroy it. I'm gonna find it very odd that my I unleashed my ability on a totally different intent, but I still somehow it still somehow destroyed the bonus objective too. That was great. Like Ogrins. Oh, okay, so more like less about like okay, so more along the lines of quote-unquote transhumans or alternate genetics of that sort. I've never had a problem with Ogrins. I think it has always made sense. Pretty much the Imperium's okay with allowing those kinds of things in if they can twist it as not being, like, mutants. Like, as long as they can, like, oh, well, technically they're human, so we're going with it. No,
Or at least they're not mutated enough to be too far away from humans.
Yeah, so if they can, like, justify it to themselves to buff up their numbers, they will.
Oh, yeah.
So, I've always thought that makes quite a bit of sense, given the Imperial Guard. Space Marines probably don't like Ogrins. Actually, I'm not sure I know whether or not their opinions on Ogrins. I think it would depend on the chapter.
I think it would A, depend on the chapter, and B, it would also depend on like the Ogren itself. Because think about it this way, you'd probably have those Ogrens who probably do have long histories of service. So those would probably have like they would probably have a few friends in the Adeptus Astartes.
Probably. Again, chapter would definitely impact that quite a bit.
I couldn't see the Black Templar having any problem.
No problem at all with mutants.
With well, at least with Ogren.
Your allies could use backup.
Weird. Hey, I'm not expendable. This is the home front.
I think the Templars would probably let Ogrins be, but anything... I guess anything a little bit further devolved from humans, or quote-unquote evolved.
You know we won, right?
Those people get to live. They're heading for the ship again. You know what to do.
What?
We won.
If you can't leave it, look.
Oh yeah, there it goes.
The ship. Do not let that
Samus Nisu says, just finished painting a Bulgrin. Nice. Isn't Bulgrin spelled with an R, like a YN though at the end? Bulgrin.
All in order.
So apparently quite a lot of Space Marines despise them. From what I read, they think the Ogren's mutants, but often it depends if they fall with them or against them.
Yeah, that's why I don't think the Templar would like Ogrins very much.
I do, because they fight the same way.
Well, that doesn't matter at all. Like, you could argue orcs in certain capacity fight similarly vicious to the Templar. They don't like orcs at all, do they? So,
And with similar tactics.
and the thing is, when you get down to it, that's never been a way Templars have justified liking something.
I mean, that's fair.
They fight a certain capacity. They fight similar to some other chapters as well. They don't get along with plenty of other chapters along their same lines.
I mean, they fight very similarly to World Eaters, so...
And they hate World Eaters. See? Know what I mean? They do not like you just because you fight the same. You have to fit the other, like, laundry list of criteria.
I know what I meant to do.
Crackcorn's like, Ogrins are good boys, loyal to a fucking fault. And, yeah, technically.
Some have turned to chaos.
Yeah, but you can say the same for any Imperial Guard regiment. Oh, some have turned to... Say that for Space Marine chapters.
Krieg hasn't turned to chaos.
I'm gonna be right back. Can you entertain the chat for just, like, 10 minutes?
I can try.
Alright.
So, Chad, he left you with me. What can I do to screw things up? Salamanders usually think them useful and childish. So, salamander lights. Most Ogren that turn do not know they turn. I don't know necessarily that that's true. Ogrins are like big dogs. They tend to listen to who they think is their boss. Well, from what I remember in the Siege of Vrak series, there were those that were, I guess this would kind of fall under they don't know that they turn. They were given a lot of bad chemicals, and then they kind of went crazy and fucked up the Death Corps of Krieg. So, there is that. Let's... I am looking at the chat, but I am also keeping... Oh, shit. Don't break on me. No, damn it. I broke it. I broke a chat. Shit. Here we go. Come on. Oh, good. I really did fuck it up this time. Holy shit. I fucked up my Blue app for my microphone. So now if it fucks up, it'll be hard. Well, now I kind of fixed it. It won't be as hard for me to see now. I royally fucked it up a second ago. It was kind of funny too. Actually, that kind of sits a little bit better now that I'll be able to see it. A Nurgle Ogren is a frightening sight. I must bet. I think you mean the great as bad as a great unclean one.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I rushed.
Oh no, you're fine. Karnith Korn said a Nurgle Ogren is a frightening sight. Actually, that would be interesting. By the way, for anyone who hasn't done any Nurgle research, learn how Nurglings are created. That's a fun fucking story.
Alright, so what'd you do? What'd you piss off? How many did you piss off would be a better question.
I didn't. No, I fucked up my Blue app, and I do have it kind of fixed now.
Okay.
It's just a little bit harder for me to see, but it's still very much so doable.
Salamanders usually think them useful and childish. Ogrins? Well, I'd say that's a generous way to describe an ogren.
Yeah.
Speaking of orcs, I'm in the middle of painting some. I'm thinking of doing a Gorka Morka team. What's your opinion on the game Gorka Morka? Let me double check that I am thinking correctly.
While you double check, I'm gonna give me something to drink, okay?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've talked Gorka Morka. I know it's a tabletop. I believe the term is skirmish game. It's a skirmish war game as opposed to like a full blown war game like 40k is. Someone described it to me as something like Orc Kill Team. So let me do real quick. Google. Okay, so yeah, it's what I remember it is. Okay, so if I recall correctly, it was derived from 2nd edition 40k. It's one of the spin-off games, similar in kin to Kill Team and Necromunda, but like the orc variant of either. As for my opinion of the game Gorka Morka, I've never played it, so I can't give you the perspective of, this is what my experience was like playing the game. This is what I like about playing it. I've unfortunately never had the pleasure of playing Gorka Morka. Conceptually, it seems like a fun game, but I don't hear enough about it, unfortunately, to give you anything more extensive than that. Other than like I just hear it's fun, and I hear people like it. But unfortunately, that's the most I could say in terms of Gorka Morka. Marine, I am not reading your chat just now out loud. Arctan says, on my birthday, the new Dark Eldar Codex gets released, and I'm thinking of buying it. Alright. Do you play Dark Eldar? Or are you just getting it to, like, commemorate the birthday? Either way, happy early birthday. Gorka Morka would be a great video game. Probably. Lego Racers, but orky. And yeah, it's kind of fun to think about that. I just took her out, but she's barking. She probably couldn't finish her business. God damn it, Juno. I wish we had more abhumans like the Felnid. How about you, Ezragon? I wish we had more abhumans. That's a pretty good term to use. I wish we had more abhumans as well, especially for the tabletop. It would give a nice variety. It would give a nice variety to the tabletop, especially the Astra Militarum, because we have the Ogrins, but other than that, it's pretty much all like small human models. So it would be nice, and it would be a good way to justify GW updating the fucking line for once this century. That would be amazing.
And if we had more felinids, we could have a Kibbs character.
Yeah, sorry about my dog. What I was doing when I asked Ludus to take over real quick was trying to take her out. She went pee real quick, so I assumed that's all she had to do, so I dragged her right back inside. Normally I like to actually take her for a proper walk, but, you know, she's had plenty of stints where she's had to wait a couple hours, and she didn't go pee not that long ago either, so I'm assuming she's just got an overactive bladder today. But she's just being loud. I'm gonna take her out. That's the reason in particular of delaying the Among Us group thing till 3, even if we stop at like 2:30, because I gotta take her out and I want to give her a nice, decent long walk. You know, let her stretch her legs, run around outside, have fun.
Oh, something really interesting, real quick. I have found a new respect for a 40k faction that you might be surprised at.
Is it the Ultramarines, like you mentioned before the stream, or
no? But it is actually from the same guy. He made a reference in one of his videos to a very specific character in a race that is actually probably less liked than the Ultramarines. And I started looking into it, and it's actually
unless you're talking like a Xenos faction, I have no idea who is disliked more than the Ultras.
I'm gonna get there. Just relish the journey with me for a minute. So he was talking about them, and I looked into them, and this specific faction of this hated race is actually really fucking cool. And I'm surprised you haven't guessed it yet.
Tau?
The Farside Enclave.
Okay.
And let me tell you something, the Farside Enclave is actually pretty fucking cool.
I'll take it.
Because I actually looked into it, and I looked into Commander Farside himself. And as much as I hate the Tau, I am finding it really hard to hate Commander Farsight.
Well, that's as I hear it. Is whenever there's a topic of like the Tau being like the worst comes up, most people bring up
Farside Enclave.
Yeah, that's usually what people bring up is like their I guess you would call it their quote unquote ace in the hole of like, yeah, you're wrong. You know, this is why they're awesome. It's like, oh wow, you got one example.
Hold on, man, and I haven't. I have an
goddamn example, and that's it.
Well, no, I have an argument against that, but real quick, Samet, I did know about Farsight, but my knowledge about him was that I knew that he was a Tau and preferred melee, and that's it.
That's pretty much all I know.
But as soon as I started looking into him, because what happened is this YouTuber that I have messaged on Twitter. And he responded once. Hopefully we can get him as a guest on a podcast eventually. One of the pre-generated characters in his game was named Farsight, so he brought up Commander Farsight. And so I looked it up, and I was like, well, he's actually not as shitty as the rest of the Tau. But at the same time, saying for a Tau player to say, you know, Farsight Enclave is what makes the Tau not suck. Like, okay, that's like saying, Death Corps of Krieg make the entire Imperial Guard not cannon fodder. Oh, wait.
Well, the Death Corps in many... There's
actually, that was a bad example.
Of that being wrong. There's multiple layers of that being wrong, because the Krieg Guardsmen are the definition.
Yeah, let me correct that a little bit. That's like saying... Well, for me, I really don't like the Imperial Guard, but I know there are a lot of people that do, so it is still a bad example. But it would be like it'd be like an Imperial Guard person coming to me like, well, the Death Corps of Krieg is what makes the Imperial Guard not suck. Like, overall, they do. I do acknowledge that the Death Corps of Krieg is actually really awesome, which I do
Not
like.
on the tabletop, but
I do
now,
like,
anyway.
in the lore, I do like a few of the Imperial Guard regiments. I just don't like the Imperial Guard overall because I think in the lore it's kind of weird how they're portrayed. I love the Imperial Army, but when they split up into Imperial Guard and Imperial Navy, I'm like, no. Sorry. Something else that the Papa Blueberry fucked up. But with the Tau, it's kind of like using the same thing. A very specific part of Tau makes the entire Tau race not suck. No, that's not how that works.
That's usually the argument I hear is like, oh, the Tau don't suck because Farsight Enclave. Like, that's usually... It's either that, or people just say, oh, well, they don't suck. You're just wrong. And then that's, like, their point. Like, oh, well, congratulations. Now learn 5th grade argumentative skills. You're on your way up.
My favorite thing is he pilots a Crisis battlesuit and uses a fucking sword and shield, and I love it. I do. I really love it.
Is he aware he's a Tau?
Like, I don't know if he is or not.
He's like, I'm gonna do literally what my faction is known for sucking at.
So, reading his lore, and if he weren't Tau, you know what he would remind me of? Honestly? He would remind me of a melee-oriented Adeptus Astartes group. You're looking at, like, Flesh Terrors, Black Templar, World Eaters. Groups like that is where if Commander Farsight wasn't Tau, that's where he would be. Some of the crazy shit he has done would put him at Astartes level, specialized in melee. It's like, oh damn.
Maximum Fontaine says, Farsight is a Tau, he just don't like the rest of the Tau. I mean, I find that ironic. I find that, I've literally talked to people before who have, like, staunchly defended that the Tau are fucking awesome. I'm like, okay, no they're not. They're like, Farsight Enclave. And I went, okay, what else? Like, one sec. He's like, oh, well, Farsight Enclave are the reason the whole Tau faction don't suck. And apparently, ironically, Farsight doesn't even like the rest of the fucking Tau.
Can you blame him?
No. That's just it. That's so fitting.
Carneth Corn said, can you imagine giving Krieg the ability to train Principalis for Titans? And he made the argument, you can fit a very big shovel on a Titan. Could you imagine a melee-oriented, like, Death Creek style Imperator class Titan that its melee weapon is just like almost a punching gauntlet in the shape of a fucking shovel?
That would be hilarious.
It would be, but it wouldn't. It probably would never happen, honestly. But it would be absolutely hilarious fan service.
Lore-wise, yeah, you're right. Probably never happened. But in terms of people's miniatures, I've seen some creative ass shit.
Like a 4 or 5 foot tall fucking Imperator class Titan
with that giant shovel.
Carneth Corn even named it. It would be Pile Bunker.
Pile Bunker.
Okay, Maximilian Fontaine says, Asmogon also defines suck. They do. I'm just curious why you think they suck. Have you seen any of the Tau lore? They were in a civil war until the Ethereals, and I'm going to put this in the way that I always like describing it, essentially had nice smelling fart. And just all the other Tau were like, we'll stop fighting and follow you.
My reasons for hating the Tau, and I use the term hate because it's just easier than my actual feelings, is just like, I just dislike them. Like, the only I stand by this, the only faction / sub-faction of 40k I hate is the Ultramarines. They're the only ones I hate. Like, they're the ones I actively will go out of my way to shit talk. But the Tau, I'm just kind of, I'm a little lower, and my opinion's a little lower than indifferent, I guess. Like, I don't like them because primarily I hate their aesthetic. Like, I'll be frank with there. I don't like their aesthetic. Too rounded, I know this sounds strange considering, but too techy, high-tech sci-fi. I'm not a fan of it because I like the more gothic style that the rest of the factions have. And a lot of people also, try and hit me with, oh, well, Eldar look ugly too. It's like, yeah, but the Eldar have the lore to make up for their ugly aesthetic as well. Like, I think people come at me like that, like that's a winning argument. It's like, I don't like the Eldar either.
I mean, I
like,
agree
hey,
with your
here's this
point.
other thing that you don't like. It's like, yeah, but at least they have interesting lore. The Tau don't even have that going for them. Like, their lore is minimal and substandard and just kind of boring. And the other reason, like, I guess the part about them that I do hate is nothing to do with the faction. It's how new players and players who are getting into the hobby tend to phrase them and point them out as the good guys. Like, they're the least evil faction. Like, they're the good guy faction. That's how they're usually portrayed by newer players. Players who are only surface level getting into the lore. And players who are already established hardcore fans of the Tau and want to justify it. Well, artificially justify it. Like, not even, like, with sensible justification. Like, that's the only aspect about the Tau I hate, is just what the players pose them as. Like, they're not good guys. And there shouldn't be a standout good guy faction, period. And this is a universe where there shouldn't be one. And to have one is kind of detrimental to the other factions, in my opinion, because it just kind of kills the atmosphere of 40k that it's always had. That everyone sucks. Just choose your favorite layer of suckery.
I don't think even people that claim it, I don't think you can honestly claim that the Tau are good guys in any kind of straight face. With any kind of straight face, honestly.
Mania. I don't think that, given their lore, they're not good guys. And I like that. I like that they're supposed to be evil as well. I just hate that the player base is like, no, legitimately, Tau are good guys.
Yeah, they brainwash people. Yeah, that's good.
They brainwash people and sterilize entire civilizations.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, could you consider them if you put them up to the Imperial Guard, or up to the Imperium, could you make an argument that they are the lesser of two evils? You probably could make an argument either way in both cases about the Tau being the lesser of two evils or the Imperium being the lesser of two evils. Yeah. But in the end, it's really like actually choosing the lesser of two evils in either way.
Yeah,
so
I'm not charmed by them really at all. Like, there's nothing about the Tau that screams, "Oh yeah, I love these guys." I highly dislike their aesthetic. It just doesn't fit the universe. And again, for those who want to hit me with, oh, the Eldar look just as out of place. Yeah, they do, but at least they have lore to make them feel like they fit at the very least and make them interesting. The Tau don't even got that. The lore that they got is kind of surface level. It doesn't feel like GW put that much effort into it. And they haven't received, as far as I'm aware, any major lore updates in the last couple of years that have really changed much about that perception of them. And the other factor that makes me dislike the Tau incredibly is the player base that try and pose them as the fucking good guys. Like, that annoys me so much.
So
that's the outline of why I don't like the Tau.
Coda pointed out, I can't tell you how many space commies we killed in Ludus's Death Watch campaign.
Is that still going on, by the way, or are you guys...
No, I stopped that a long time ago. I couldn't keep up with it. I might pull it back up after I get back into the swing of things if I feel like I can, but honestly right now it's not even on a back burner kind of thing. It's just a no kind of thing.
Gotcha.
But here's the thing, and I think Coda kind of appreciated this. I know a couple of my players really like this and a couple of them kind of really didn't. So the way I was running them is they were a Death Watch unit directly under the supervision of an Inquisitor. And I roleplayed the fuck out of that Inquisitor as always trying to be a step ahead of the Death Watch squad. Because he was trying to form his own little miniature empire, and he was essentially using the Death Watch team to do it unknowingly. And it was actually kind of funny, because I was trying to think of so many ways to where they wouldn't figure it out, or ways to like trick them into doing it. And it worked most of the time, And then they started getting really close. And when they finally figured it out, did I ever tell you what my big MacGuffin was?
Yes, you told me that you threw in your character, Ludus.
I threw in the actual character Ludus.
As a Gary Stew.
Because they literally gave me no option the way I was making that campaign go.
We threw in a character that's pretty much God.
I did. I pretty much did.
When you described that to me, like I was like, I never would have pegged Ludus as a Gary Stew type guy.
The only reason I did that, because I hate that kind of character, I really do. I hate all-powerful characters. But the only reason I did that is because they literally backed me into a corner and gave me no choice but to throw in an all-powerful character to where I could still make the campaign work.
It was funny to hear though. Like that was funny to me. The
best part was I tried to teach them a lesson and none of them caught on to it. I made them run into Ahriman.
How'd that go?
They didn't. Well, the one or two that knew who he was realized that that they were kind of fucked. The other ones were like, "Nah, we got this." So I had him psychically throw. I had him throw. You know, like in cartoons when like they would throw characters into wall and there'd be that indenture.
Yes.
He did that with a Space Marine. I was like, "Do you get it now? This is not someone you want to fuck with."
Y'all did.
No, I didn't kill them. I didn't do that because I didn't want to kill any of the characters. Realistically, because I knew that would just, especially throwing arm in someone against that, if I just if I Thanos snapped one of them out of existence, which he probably could, I didn't really want to do that, but I wanted them to know that there was a threat and they needed to stop doing what the fuck they were doing, and they didn't really catch on, so I was just like, alright, fine, all-powerful character.
God mode.
Pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah. I forgot what character it was. I think it was actually Coda's character. No, it wasn't Coda's character. It was a different character. Because I ended up turning Coda into a dreadnought.
What?
Yeah, he got interred into a dreadnought. He got hurt so bad they got interred into a dreadnought. And here's how he got hurt so bad. 2 words. Friendly fire.
Great job.
I shit you not.
Friendly fire led to his death, so now you have to entomb him in a fucking dreadnought.
Are you ready for the best part of this?
The rest of this hasn't been the best part. Okay, what's your best part?
He was in Terminator armor when it happened.
What?
I shit you not.
God damn it.
There were so the idea behind this particular mission is that they were given Terminator armor because they thought they were going up against Chaos Space Marines. And the Inquisitor had one of his lackeys fuck with the helmet so they would show up as Chaos Space Marines. It was actually Nova Marines. And so they were on a planet with no atmosphere, or at least a low enough atmosphere where you can't take your helmet off. Because I needed them to keep their helmets on, and they were trying to get around that so hard. So they bust open the door like, okay, I take off my helmet now. Like, you blew the fucking door open. No, you don't. And so one of the pieces of special gear they got was crack grenades. And they decided they really didn't need to focus on, you can use crack grenades almost like planted explosives if you really want to. Or you could just fucking throw them. So they would throw them, and there were 2 doorways about 10-20 meters apart. And one of the guys critically failed his throw, and literally, instead of throwing it under the door, threw it at the other group at the other door.
You got a nat 1?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. It was funny, too. I was like, oh, good. Who dies today?
That's always when I get nat 1s, to be fair. Like, I always get nat 1s when I critically want a 20. It's like, I need a 20 more than anything else right now. Rolls.
Oh, no, this is a D100 system.
Oh, you had D100s, not D20s?
Mm-hmm.
So getting a nat 1 is even worse.
So
How do you
I
get a
actually
fucking nat 1 with a
I
200?
homebrew the rules on critical failures a little bit. And it's not a nat 1. It's a 99 or 100. The lower you roll, the better. So if you roll a nat 1 in this system, that's a critical success.
Oh, that's weird.
So the way I do it is a 1, 2, and 3 are critical successes, 199 are critical failures, and all doubles are critical failures. So 99, 88, 11, 22, all that shit, those are critical failures too. Because funny. It is 40. It is 40k.
For me, I'd still run by the standard rules of the lower the roll, the worse.
Well, no, the standard rules of the 40k pen and papers is the lower the roll, the better. That's how it is in all the pen and papers.
Interesting. And I've never played the 40k pen and papers. I'm only familiar with D&D, so that's kind of like the basis of my knowledge I'm going off of.
Yeah. And there were times that I ended up rolling doubles on trying to fuck with them, and it blew up in my face so horribly.
Right,
Although,
Jackson.
Although a couple of the times that it actually worked out really well is so there was a piece of evidence they could find that would point them in the direction like, maybe this Inquisitor is making us do bad shit. One of them threw a crack grenade and blew up an entire fucking room because it was filled with explosives. Because not only did he critically succeed his role, I critically failed what was in there. So I'm like, well, what can I put in here that would make this room just disappear like a bad magic trick? Oh, I know. So there were 3 Astartes in there, and after the explosion, there was no sign of them at all.
Damn. Kaboom.
They were in an underground facility, too. I didn't even think about caving in the room. I should have done that. That would have been funny. They also found that...
says you are apparently a great DM by the sounds of it.
I don't say I'm a great DM. I'm just one that's really good at thinking on my feet. And the way I look at it is a DM and their players are... It's like a collaborative storytelling event, really. You know, the DM doesn't make the story, the players don't make the story, it requires both. But as a DM, if, you have a character like an Inquisitor or like an actual character to speak through to give your party objectives, you have to really be able to not just think on your feet, but have to really fucking outwit your party. Which, the bigger the party, the harder it is. So it's one of those cases where we were kind of like, where I had to constantly outthink them because, again, the idea was the Inquisitor is trying to do his own thing without their knowledge, and the closer they got to figuring it out, I had to be like one step ahead.
Gotcha.
So if you want a story like that, it does make it a little bit harder, but I think those are the more rewarding ones. Only because, like, yeah, this was hard, but everyone enjoyed it. It was kind of funny. It was special as hell. It's not something you would see in 40k, but it was definitely funny. And actually, it's funny. The 4th topic was discussing the Salamanders chapter of Astartes.
Yeah.
But one of the Death Watch members was a Salamander Tech Marine who used a Thunder Hammer and Storm Shield, and they were fighting Tau. And this was actually my wife's character who ended up getting turned into an NPC just because her schedule didn't line up that well for a few. So she's like, just turn into an NPC. And so I decided in order to save one of the player characters, the Salamander would throw the hammer at one of the Tau attacking them, and I critically failed the roll, and the Thunder Hammer just smashed into the character's spot. By the way, Thunder Hammers have a lot of penetration. Their penetration value is actually, I think, enough to nullify Astartes armor, if not Terminator armor.
Damn.
Yeah.
Calcul, to answer your question, so what the hell's happening with Among Us? Dude, do you pay attention to announcements? Read the announcements. Go. Check the Discord. I said right in announcements what the plan is. Actually, to be fair to Calcio, there are quite a few people who didn't pay attention to the announcements. Because, Ball paid attention to it, but he misread it. Because he was immediately after I put up the announcement, he jumped into the chat thinking, "Alright, we're going to play right now." It's like, I will literally pull up my view right now. In my announcements, I said very definitively, scheduled today, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, GT podcast. And then I even said how long from when I put up the post it would be. 3 p.m. or 9 p.m. in Britain and Germany. Among Us community game. All are welcome. We'll be in Sleeper's Den. General 1. Mic is necessary since you'll likely need to defend yourself if called out as the imposter. Rest of the day, recording. I outlined the whole thing. I wasn't holding nothing back.
And by the way, I respect the hell out of that, Asmagon, that you put recording, because that's essentially the same thing I'm doing literally right as soon as we get done with this stream. Is I'm going to do some recording, work, and then come home, do recording, and then do a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, and I've decided, I've decided that I'm going to sleep on the 2-hour drive. And then they're going to give me anesthesia anyway, so I get to sleep then too.
Well, I guess it's a way to look at it, yeah.
Sleep is for the weak.
Sleep is for the inhuman.
So, Grim, to answer this question, because I had the same question when we first started the stream. As we got decided we weren't going to do face cam due to the setup we were doing, and also since we were doing a gameplay stream as well.
Oh yeah, like the way the dashboard is set up for our gaming side of the podcast. It's, I could theoretically put the webcams where our avatars are, but it would look awkward, I think. So I generally, I just leave them out when it comes to the gameplay side of stuff,
It would be cool if I were to share my screen, like if we were doing a co-op or a versus and do those side by side.
Yeah, we have tried that before. There was we tried it via Discord, which was the problem. And Discord, unfortunately, the quality on your end was, if I recall correctly, very pixelated.
Oh, okay.
And
I don't remember that we tried it. That's just why I said it.
yeah, we did try it because we had the on the first rendition of the gaming podcast dashboard we have here. It was 2 boxes in the corners.
Okay.
Each one big enough to be showing off like our end of the gameplay. And we tried streaming your game through Discord and using the Discord view as the second monitor. Problem was, side by side, when we tried it out, the frame rate on mine was 60 FPS, 1080p. It was solid. Yours, because I think our assumption was Discord's signal or something. Yours was much more pixelated, and your frame rate was like at 30 FPS.
I think it was like 30 FPS and like 720 or some shit, or 480 or something weird.
Yeah, it was not coming out very well.
Let me see. 720 and 30 FPS. Because I just actually looked it up.
Yeah, that was the issue we were having. So we decided just to have the one perspective view instead, unless we could figure out an alternative.
I think I know a way to do it, but yeah, if I did a nitro boost, I could do the 60 FPS and 1020. Which I might nitro boost a server eventually, but that's nowhere near my priority list right now.
got plenty of other things to prioritize.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the answer. What my face cam is. It's doesn't fit this screen. I don't think. But why do you ask? You miss my gorgeous face that much? Was it that much of a draw for you?
Just to be a little funny, because I mean nothing with it. Like, no, because everyone needs a laugh.
Aw, Carnicorn's not joining us for Among Us. Gotcha. I just pulled out a giant chunk of my hair.
I do that shit all the time, unfortunately.
Well, we'll miss you for the game there, Connor. Don't huff nitro, it's bad for you. I don't know anyone who does. Grim says yes. Oh, I feel loved. My face is that much of an attraction for somebody. Maureen, of course we miss that glorious face of yours. Well, I'm glad all of you miss my face. You're one of very few who do. Alright. So, were we ready to talk about the salamanders?
Yeah.
Alright. Now, the last two chapters, the Lamenters and the Mortifactors, I gave their synopsis. You want to do the salamanders?
The salamanders?
I misspoke. I was hoping to the salamanders.
Okay, so salamanders is one that I actually do know, not a lot, but actually a fair amount about, but not the chapter. I know the Legion. The Terranborns were all, they had this habit, this really, really bad habit of being the last. They would fight to the last man, no matter how bad the odds seemed. So, it actually, Vulcan ended up turning this from a near suicidal mentality to, here's a better way to direct this when he was reunited with them. And Vulcan was just the biggest of teddy bears. So he ended up...
He's a dad. He's not a father, he was a dad.
Yeah, pretty much. And he really took what he saw as kind of a... He wasn't, like, disappointed in them, but he saw them as, like, you don't need to be throwing your lives away needlessly. Let me show you a better way. If you're going to throw your lives away, throw it away protecting someone else. Like the ones who can't. The squishy ones. And, so yeah, it was... That went on for most of the Great Crusade till we get to the beginning of the Horus Heresy in Isstvan V, which really shaped what the Salamanders would become.
Yeah, the Isstvan V, I think, is where the sacrificing yourself for others definitely came into play most forefront.
Oh no! They were actually worse before they reunited with Vulcan. A lot worse.
Well, I wasn't talking about like bad. I was talking about as a good thing.
Oh, okay. No, because I meant like they would just literally be like, there are people that are going to die, but if we go, we will die instead. Let's do that. And now it's more like, if we go, we're going to die. So tell you what, we'll go for a little while. We'll probably take some casualties, but we'll get as many amount as we can, and we won't throw our lives away needlessly. They're a lot more practical about it now. But that being said, they come out of the Horus Heresy. They have essentially lost their Primarch. And what's funny is there's only one other Legion I can think of that handled losing their Primarch better, and that would be the Iron Hand.
The thing is, the Iron Hands, like their philosophy when they lost Ferris was more in a weird way. They kind of blamed him for his own loss. Like they were like, "Oh, he was too emotionally disturbed, so now we just can't be like he was." Like the lesson they walked away with that was literally, "Oh, we shouldn't be like our own Primarch."
I mean, and to be fair, they're not wrong.
No, they're not wrong. But I guess that's the way you could say they coped, is they more or less, like, the brash way to put it is they were like, he was an idiot. Okay.
Well, no, it's not that he was an idiot. He let his emotions get the better of him, and he got killed. So now we just can't do that.
Yeah, they really, honestly, when it came to losing a Primarch, they handled it pretty fucking well.
Yeah, and something else I really like And I have a video. I'm going to plug this, and I'm sorry, but I am. I know you don't care. I just don't like doing it.
I don't.
I have a video coming out in 2 days. It's a 40K rant video, and it's what if Horus would have died on Davin? And I actually go I go through 3 different possibilities. And one of the possibilities I go through is if the Mournival would have ruled the Sons of Horus the same way that the Iron Hands created the Iron Council. And I think that's actually one of the smartest things any of the legions ever did. Because think about it this way. Sorry, Taylor asked me a question. If you let's take the Imperial Fist or the Ultramarines, who both have quite a bit of successors. Imagine if all the chapter masters, not necessarily even ruled by a council, but they still had like this close fraternity among them. So even if you do have a group like Red Scorpions are Imperial Fist, right?
Actually, I don't know off the top of my head. I think they are. Wait, no. Wait, yeah, wait. First thing
I'm looking it up, dude.
Red Scorpions 40K. I don't think they are now.
Oh no, they're unknown. They're unknown.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm like, as soon as I said that, I'm like, as soon as I said I think they are, then it clicked with me. I'm like, oh wait, the reason I can't think of who their successors are is I think they're under the unknown category. Yeah, I was about to say, okay, that threw me off. I was like, okay, yeah, I knew that they were an unknown founding.
Oh, okay. Here's actually a really good example because these two have nothing in like. In fact, one of them is more like a salamanders. The Celestial Lions. So you take the chapter master of the Celestial Lions and the chapter master or whatever, essentially the chapter master equivalent of the Black Templars, and you have that kind of fraternity among them. At least, like, if one of them's in trouble, there'll be a closer line of support. But also, if something like a major threat, like a hive fleet is coming, and a good example for this would be like the Ultramarines. If there's like a hive fleet coming for Ultramar, they have that close fraternity. They can all kind of come in, similar to I'm trying to think of what it was called in the Imperial Fist, like the Iron Wall Doctrine, I believe, or no, the Last Wall Doctrine.
Yeah, the Last Wall. That's the doctrine in which that if it's called, all the successor chapters, as well as the parent chapter, form together to reform their legion.
It's similar to that, except
quite literally, I describe it as the middle finger, the last middle finger from Rogaldorn to Gulliman. It's I'm going to go around to the system, but I literally am going to leave a protocol in place where if things get bad enough, because I know they will, because I know your system won't fucking save the day, it'll make things worse. Here's this last fuck you before I'm gone. Not that he knew he was going anywhere, but at the time, it was like, I'm leaving this last little chink in your bullshit armor. That if things get fucked because of your stupid system, because they're bound to get fucked, here's a system in place to give you the middle finger. Fuck you, girly man. Go suck a long one.
Well, so similarly to this, it would be similar to that, except they don't really reform the Legion. They would still use their own tactics and own ways of fighting instead of coming back as one big fighting force. But they would have this collective that doesn't really collectively rule them. They do rule them individually, but they at least stay close to each other and close to the original Imperial Fist. Not necessarily doctrine, but at least ideals. So with the Black Templars, they might fight a completely different way than the Imperial Fist, but they could fight for the same reason. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's something where I think the Iron Hands really flourished is post-heresy. They handled post-heresy better than most other loyal legions.
Now, you could argue the reason is because they had less survivors amongst them to really debate it. Like,
I don't think so, because
I do. I think that is a factor. Like,
here's why I don't, because the Salamanders and Raven Guard are a thing too. They had
had detriment in numbers.
Well,
Yes.
no, that's what I'm saying. But
I think they handled post heresy well. Well, at the very least, Salamanders did. They handled post heresy fairly well. They had to recoup their fucking numbers, yeah. But
no, my
in
point
terms
is
of their chapter internal build.
My point was all three of them were almost decimated because of the Horus Heresy, but of the three of them, the one that handled it best was probably the Iron Hands.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying, though, is I think a common factor on what made those chapters handle post-heresy well was the fact that there was less survivors amongst their numbers to really debate how to handle things.
I disagree. I think it's mentality.
I think mentality is a factor, but just as much as their lack of numbers.
I think the Iron Hands could have had as many Astartes as the Ultramarines did at their peak, and if they would have went through the same thing, like with that amount of numbers, but do the same thing post heresy, it would have had the same result.
I don't entirely agree. I think that if there's chapter had survived the heresy with the majority of their numbers surviving, I think that would have actually caused, especially once they were split up into chapters, I think that would have caused plenty of upheaval in how to handle it.
I think this is when we're just going to have to agree to disagree, because I think their mentality wouldn't allow that.
And I don't agree. I mean, mentality is slightly different with each member.
Well, that's true, but with the Iron Hands, they did have this they were known for being really calculating, very similar to the Iron Warriors. And that's something that I think is what really made the way they handled the post-heresy very well, is because they were that logical, almost cold mentality.
Yeah, but you can't say that all of them were 100% on the same wavelength.
I would have to look that up, because I don't know that for sure or not. Because I believe it was actually generally accepted across the remainder of the Legion. I just don't know that for sure.
Maximilian Fontaine says necessity over mentality.
I don't think that really applies, because it's the argument of, is the mentality enough to overcome a greater quantity?
Well, I would argue it's not even really a matter between greater or less than. I think the two are kind of intermingly connected, because for you to operate your necessities efficiently, you need to have the right mentality.
Right.
Like that's to solve the issues of your necessities, I should say. If you don't have the right mentality, you're not going to approach handling your necessities correctly, or you're going to overthink or underthink it. You need I'd say one is a convenience or a benefit to the other. Like, I think that they are not mutually exclusive.
Right. And I will say this, another Legion that really did not handle losing their Primarch well at all, and I'm going to catch a lot of shit for this one, the Blood Angels.
Why would you catch shit for that? Everybody knows they didn't handle it well.
Because
literally the moment he died, yeah, you can love them, but nobody. It's canonical in lore that they didn't handle their loss well. Everyone knows that.
Their solution to losing their Primarch is essentially, lead us, Uncle Gilliman.
Oh well, that's more like, hey, we don't have any options, and we're kind of depressed right now, so we're literally gonna just listen to whoever says they're in charge.
But this is also the thing where it comes into more of a mentality thing. The Iron Hands didn't do that. They we can't depend on anyone. We gotta depend on ourselves. The Blood Angels was like, we don't know what to do. Gilliman, be our new daddy.
I wouldn't say they said that. I will say that I guess Corn put it another way, different than I was going to word it, but they have literal genetic PTSD. And it wasn't just the loss of their Primarch, that was a huge part of it, but after the Black Rage had subsided, obviously didn't entirely subside, but once it lessened, and some of them got their sanity back, I think a part of that also made them lose confidence in themselves as much as just the trauma of losing their leader. So on top of losing their leader, meaning leaving them headless, they also lost their own minds. So they didn't trust themselves either. So yeah, you have a two-pronged, I guess, mental crippling of their chapter/legion.
The Dark Angels handled their loss pretty well. No, they fucking didn't.
And would you call that a loss? It would be about as much of a loss as it was with Gilliman.
I love
it's
this
a
name.
loss in air quotes, and they know where he is.
But I love the meme of there's a picture of a Dark Angels Astartes and an Alpha Legionnaire side by side, and the caption is, "Guess which one is loyal and which one's a traitor? We don't know either."
Man, I do want to point out the hilarity that is the Alpha Legion fans who are like loyalist side. They're like, there's actually a meme out there, I'm pretty sure of this, of them it's like Alpha Legionnaire players waiting for GW to reveal the Alpha Legion is loyal, and it says still waiting. Like, you gotta respect those folks, you gotta respect the folks who are like, yeah, fuck yeah, like, any day now it's gonna be revealed that we're right and that the Alpha Legion was loyal all along. Still waiting.
I can't find that one, but I did find the I found two that you might like. Save it to my desktop so it'll be easy to find.
Right.
And this one...
So what's your thoughts about it, though? Do you think the Alpha Legion are secretly loyal, and you think the Dark Angels are secretly not?
No, I don't think there's any secret whatsoever.
Neither do I.
I think they both blur the line so hard that really neither one of them knows what side they're on.
I would say that's definitely for the Alpha Legion. I think that there's an identity crisis there.
I think there's an identity crisis on both sides.
The Dark Angels, it's more certain sects of their chapter are definitely traitor, and certain sects are unsure. Like, they think of themselves as loyalists, but then they do things that are not very loyalist. I think there's definitely an identity crisis going on within the Dark Angels. I don't think there's as much of one for the Alpha Legion. I think they're pretty standardly unloyal. Like, they were one of the legions that rebelled after all, so it's really not a huge argument there.
So I found two really good memes. The first one is Robert Downey Jr. from Tropical Thunder. And it says, the Alpha Legion be like, I'm a traitor pretending to be a loyalist who is actually a loyalist disguised as a traitor.
What?
And then the other one is one of Willy Wonka, of Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka, that says, do you think your Legion's fluff is complicated? Tell me more about the Alpha Legion.
Yes, it. I like one of the ones you shared with me directly in the Discord, though. Bruh, I am so loyal, I forgot what side I was on.
I know, yeah. It's not wrong.
It's very accurate.
There's a picture of an Alpha Legion miniature. It says, no matter which character you order, you'll probably get Alpharius. Not wrong.
Nope,
Not wrong.
Not wrong at all.
When you and your battle brother infiltrate different legions and see each other on the battlefield.
I think that one visually should be like the Spider-Man meme. It's like, ah.
No, it's not the Spider-Man meme, but it's funny you say that because it is Tobey Maguire.
Oh, is it that derp face he does in 3?
I don't know. I think so, but I don't really remember because I haven't seen it in so long. I'm trying to save it. But my computer is stroking out. It's stroking out because of the meme.
Too many memes. Evacuate.
I really don't have that many memes. I don't. I know I sound like an addict, but like I actually got rid of all my pictures that I had saved. So I only just saved these two, and I'm trying to get this third one.
Oh, next move, Fontaine says, if Alpha Legion are loyal, then why are they in the Chaos Codex? Checkmate, atheists.
Because they are traitors disguised as loyalists who are actually loyalists they are traitors disguised as loyalists who are actually loyalists disguised as traitors.
What did you just turn into Zinch for a minute there? I'm trying to explain this.
No, I'm trying to repeat that meme without fucking looking at it.
Oh god. Alpha Legion 40k memes. There's one I'm now thinking of that I need to find.
I broke Google Chrome.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can pull this up in the stream. Hold on.
Oh no. Okay, cool. It didn't. I was trying to unfuck it and it closed out of Discord.
Alright, so let me also zoom in as well so people can see the memes.
Yeah, I need to click back
I
on
see
the
you're
stream.
Alfarius. I'm pretty Alfarius myself. Imperium. Wait, it's all corrupt. Always has been.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. There's one I'm thinking of. I don't know if it's here. Bruh, I forgot what side I was on.
There it is.
Are you with us or against us, Marine? ... Yes?
Oh, good. I broke Chrome again.
I don't think it's going to be on here.
It does not like this. It does not like me trying to save that image.
A Space Marine Legion approaches. Open the gate! It's the Alpha Legion. Close the gate! But we are Alpha Legion as well. Exactly. Keep that damn gate closed. Oh god. The Alpha Legion memes, though. There's so many of them. The one I'm thinking of, the one I'm looking for, I'm trying to remember the actor's name, but it's in the show. I'll just say the guy is like in front of like those like beautiful mine boards, you know, where there's a bunch of like wire connected everywhere, and he's holding the marker. In one hand, he's got this crazy look on his face, and the caption on the meme I remember being something along the lines of an Alpha Legionnaire player trying to explain how they're loyalists. Oh no, how they're really, oh no, how they're really loyalists. I was hoping it would be like towards the top, but I don't see it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to share my screen in order to show you this one, but give me 1 second so I can get to it again. Because it really does not want me.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah. Hold on, let me actually add that to the search criteria.
That one.
1 second. Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that is from Spider-Man 3 because I can see the Venom suit now that I have it blown up.
Oh damn, there's more than one. I can't spell worth it, damn. Right, hold on, let me pull up your Discord here. Oh, yep. Yeah, when you and your battle brother infiltrate different legions and see each other in the battlefield. Yeah.
It's not wrong.
It's not. That's correct.
The best part is we devolved from salamanders into Alpha Legion memes.
I don't even think we finished explaining this.
Nope.
That's the image, but I don't see the caption. I don't see where that is. Maybe it was like a one-off meme somebody made and shared with me, and it's not like anywhere popular. But I swear to God, it's somewhere. Either way, I'm now stealing this image to make that meme. Yeah, I'll put that up later. Well, I suppose we're good to start the ending Q&A.
Okay.
Alright, so for the next 10 minutes, feel free to lob questions at us. It could be about us personally, 40k, other universes, other dumb shit. You know, feel free to just wallop questions at us. Our ears are open and our mouths are ready to satisfy.
Giggity.
Fucking A.
Also, for anyone looking for a laugh, in 30 minutes at 3 o'clock, I do have a video going live, and I cry at the end of it. So,
Azragon, are you Alfarius? No. But would Alfarius admit to being Alfarius?
Wait a minute, what the fuck? Oh, fuck you. God damn it, I have to fix this thumbnail.
Favorite color scheme? For Marines or just like generally? Azragon, are you sure? Am I?
Are you? Am I? Are we?
Grim said I posted an Alpha Legion meme on Discord. I'll check it out right after the stream ends, my friend. Esmo, will you ever paint some Sisters minis? I would need to buy Sisters minis to paint them. They're not an army I would collect, but I would definitely get some just to paint. So the answer is yes, but not as like an army. I want the Saint Celestine set because that looks like it'd be fun to paint.
There we go. There's the custom thumbnail. I will show you. I will show you this real quick. Hopefully.
So Maximilian is asking us what our favorite color scheme is, and in reference to Space Marine chapters and just general color schemes.
Mine tend to be a deep red and gold.
For Space Marines, I would have to say I like the color scheme of the Blood Angels the most. You know, it's just basically red, and depending on the company, I think the trim color changes, but I think black, predominant red with black trim. But in terms of general color schemes, my favorite color scheme that I like to use generally is black, white, and red. With a minimum on the usage of white.
Yeah, I tend to favor black and red as well.
Yeah, like,
red and gold for like a Astartes or for like general metallic colors, but if it's like anything outside of metal, it would be probably black and red.
Yeah, that's my favorite color scheme is black and red. If we're just doing the bicolor, but usually I like white for like decals or like small details like that.
Yeah,
on the armor. I'd say I like the primary color to be black on something, and then the secondary to be red. Chronicron, is everyone Alfarius? Who's to say?
Roses are gray, violets are gray. I'm fucking colorblind.
Gavin Isaacs, I like gold, can't talk. I like gold, dark blue, and black. That's what I'm doing right now. Gold, dark blue, and black. All right. It's not a bad combination. But it would definitely depend on how dark the blue is. If it's too dark, it's going to blend with the black.
Yeah.
Marine plays games. My favorite color is purple. I did know that. You did tell me that. Roses are gray. Violets are... Oh, yeah, you read that.
Yeah.
Yellow is...
It made me laugh.
Kaki says, yellow is my favorite, but I don't necessarily want it to be primary. All right, so...
Too bad. Yellow is a primary color.
Well, I think you... I think he meant, like, in a given scheme. Like, yellow in combination with something else. He doesn't like the main color to be yellow.
Mine was funny.
Eh.
It was a funny, smart joke. I don't get very many of those.
You don't give very many of those, you mean?
That's fair too.
Best color scheme: royal purple, dark purple, and pink. So purple and pink, really. I don't know. I think if you use pink minimally in that combo, yeah, it can work. If it's the predominant color, I hate it.
Maximilian says silver primary, gold trim, and blue detail. That could work really well.
I don't know why that conjured up an image of a Custodes, but instead of gold, like primarily silver armor with like a gold trim at certain points. I don't know why that's what popped in my head, but I like it.
Oh, here's a good one for you. Favorite 40k melee weapon?
And I'm pretty vanilla on this one. I like the chainsword. So it's just very iconic, and though it's not the most flashy, not the most powerful, certainly not the biggest, something just so charming about it and so simple that I love.
See, mine's in the same family. Mine's a chain weapon, but it's not a chain sword.
Chain axe?
It's a chain fist.
Yeah, those are a thing. Yeah, I definitely like the chain sword. I don't know.
You know why I like the chain fist?
Because you like it a feasting.
Well, no. Think about this. Because the chain sword, one side of it is covered. A chain fist is not. So when you punch something with it, shit's going to spray everywhere. And that is a punching weapon. You are now giving your armor a fresh coat of paint. If it's not obvious, I am a Chaos fan, by the way.
Yes, he is.
Blood for the blood god. Blood for the paint job.
X-Men 410 says Knight Chainsword. Marine says the Chain Axe. Krath Coin's in the same camp. Chain Axe. What about Chain Flail?
Jesus Christ. Thinking about that makes me hurt.
Yeah, I don't know why. It kind of makes me think. You know what? I don't know if you've seen...
Is that a thing? Is that an actual thing? I have to look now. It's probably
don't know.
not.
It'd be hilarious if it was, but the thing that popped in my head, there's a certain horror movie, it's like a low-budget horror movie I watched, where one of the things killing people was a ball that just flies around, and in the ball is like a razor, or like a little chain thing with blades spinning. I kind of imagine that, but connected to a chain, like a chain, which is what I pictured for like the chain flail.
Chain axe, chain blade, chain sword, chain fist, chain flail. Combining the indiscriminate lethality of the chain sword with the savagery of the flail. A chain flail is truly a weapon for one whose faith in the Emperor is unbreakable and unquestioning. Probably because it's going to fucking kill them just using the thing.
Yeah, a solid grip. Way you did.
A solid grip with a trigger attached to various adamantine cables to a whirring head lined by 4 parallel rows of voracious teeth.
You are correct, Kind of Corn. It is the movie Phantasm that I'm thinking of. Yeah.
The chain flail reminds all who see it that its wielder's faith is untainted by the fear of death.
It's quite the intimidating weapon. I'll give you that.
It really. I want to know who the fuck came up with that.
I kind of want to see an animated cartoon of like a bunch of corn chaos space marines killing people, going blood for the blood god, and then one of them just silently is tapping his friend in the head who's yelling that, and he goes what? And one points, and there's this Black Templar running at full speed with a chain flail, screaming, and then I just kind of imagine them putting their weapons down, putting their hands out in front of them, and going, just taking like these comedic steps back, going, okay, that's a little extreme, bro, a little extreme.
All I can really find are like blight fails. I want to find a picture of a chain flail now. I want to see this monster. I want to see this disaster of a weapon. I really want to see it now. I thought that was made up, and it's not. That scares me. That scares the fuck out of me. Of this space.
Coin is asking me to make you look at the chapter master of the Space Sharks.
I'm looking. Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing, and why does it exist? Tiberos, the Red Wake, Reaper Lord of the Void, is the chapter master or Shaylord of the
Carcharodons.
chapter of Space Marines. Why? Why? Why is that a thing? I mean, that doesn't bother me as much as a fucking chain flail, but that still bothers me a little.
I don't... Wait, are those chain blades underneath his hand?
Are they?
Uh,
Yes! Yes, they are! There's 2 chain blades underneath his Terminator gauntlet, and on top there's 3 regular blades. There is kill, and then there is fucking kill.
I'll kill you. Worst way possible. It's beautiful. It's truly beautiful.
Oh no! Oh, those aren't regular blades, those are lightning claws! He has chain blades on the bottom and lightning claws on top. I think you mean an Orc Power Claw, Gavin Isaacs. Oh god. Oh, good god. The chain flail thing had me going so hard.
There's no kill like overkill, Lotus says Coda.
There is the chain flail level of kill, which is the level of kill that the chain flail has is not only will I kill you, but after I get done killing you, I'll probably kill myself just using the stupid weapon.
Because. Alright, well, we are going to have to call it there, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this latest episode of the Geekus Theoreticus podcast. We sure did have fun. Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Oh, yeah.
I am going to take my dog out and get some food real quick. And then my community and I are going to be playing Among Us over on Discord. Can't wait for it because it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we're going to have a decent turnout for that. Because I tried playing it last night with just Ball and Dragonus and Warbird, if I remember correctly. And unfortunately, with 4 people, didn't take too long for them to figure out, hey, Asmo's the imposter, because one person is dead. There's only one other person but me in that area. So, yeah.
And then for me, I'm just going to be recording for about another 2 hours, and then I gotta go to work.
Yes, and go easy on yourself, man. Come on, you're gonna make this old boy worry.
And old boy, fuck you! I'm 10 years older than you.
So, I'm 10 years more mature than you are.
That's not true.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Have a good one, everybody. Hope to see the turnout for Among Us, and we'll see you all next week for the Geekus Theoreticus podcast. Same Geekus time, same Geekus channel.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing that, but that's funny. Anyway, see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye. Not quite.